Hi, this is Shu Rayner here, and today I'm going to try and show you how to draw trees in pen and ink, and it's really, really difficult. Trees are hard. Let's see how we get on. Okay, let's go. Well, I've got new light bulbs on this. It's very bright. So anyway, you're going to need a pen and a pencil and an eraser, and I know you're going to be confused. This is a new pen I'm using. It's a Rotring Tikky Graphic. Okay. So that's that bit out of the business. People want to know what I use. Right, a tree. You want to draw your kind of rough outline, just to give you kind of a feel of where you're going. Let's start really, really simply. So this is the kind of the whole shape of the tree. So this is going to be a walnutty kind of tree. Now let's start with the trunk, and we'll start with a whole kind of, I don't know what you would call it, the skeleton of the tree, which is the branches, isn't it? And you need to kind of, it's like having a clothes horse, you know. You need to have something that you can hang the clothes on. So the branches and the stem of the tree is kind of what you build the tree on. And let's have this kind of nice and twisty and twisting up inside itself, and now draw this really, really lightly. This is going to be all in pen and ink eventually, so I'm going to rub out the pencil. So draw really, really lightly so it's easy to draw it out, rub it out. I think I'm going to have to do another one. In fact, I will do another one immediately after this, all in pencil, because it's two very different ways of drawing, and pen and ink is kind of my chosen medium, really, and you need to try all sorts of different things and decide which you're happy with. Okay, let's just call that kind of the basic branch, and I've got to really keep an eye on the time on this. Okay, that's your kind of basic skeleton structure. Now, on top of that, between you and the skeleton of the tree, then you've got various bits of leaves, okay, which are kind of on the end of branches, and some of these bits will be coming straight at you, so you're kind of going to want one in the middle. So draw these kind of just very ball kind of shapes and just kind of fill up like that, and that will give you, this is all going to get rubbed out. Okay, so this is just a guide, so draw it very, very lightly. Now the leaves are going to kind of radiate out from the center, so I don't know, start up here, and you're just going to want to do this kind of I don't know what you call it. What is this pattern? It's a kind of a bobbly, rough, squiggly, it's a kind of a squiggly pattern. It's just, I don't know, I've done this style for a long time, and that's just what comes naturally to me. And you can see there's a kind of a radiating outness of it. And don't stick to this ball shape. You can make it more kind of irregular. And these are just the leafy bits that are on the branches that are nearest to you, so on the front of the tree. And you can make these kind of all sorts of different shapes. I suppose this is a kind of a walnutty kind of a tree, and yeah, so you want these extra little bits inside to make it look more interesting and give it a kind of a bit of more extra leafiness. You've usually got some little bits hanging down there like that, and you know, if you need to practice this again and again and again to get good at it, and you don't want to cover up the interesting bits of the branch. So again, if you do a really interesting bit where the branch twists around, you kind of want to make sure you can kind of see it through the leaves. Right, that's the kind of front section of the leaves. Now let's put the branches in. Put a little bit of a kind of a branch there. That's going to go up there, and that'll twist around over to there, and then you're going to get one going off up there, and that's kind of going off like that. Right, and if you just think of these branches, right, there's a bit going there, so there'll be one coming up there like that. But if you think of them just forking all the time, but then every now and then you can kind of put a little bit on the end, because there are branches behind the structure as well. Okay, so that, which is where we're kind of heading, and that's what we're going to put in next. So you need to get these bits. You might have something like that. You can have a little bit stuck on the end, and it isn't just kind of a stick going into a branch. You know, a branch is supported by lots of different, you know, it all forks out. So that will be kind of going like that, and probably more up there. We're going to have something like that. Now you need these sort of extra branches that don't seem to be going anywhere, just to cross over and make it look more interesting. Okay, those are right. I'm going to rub all this pencil out now, because make sure that it is dry before you erase it all out, because otherwise you're going to end up in a real mess. I'm going to get rid of the pencil there just to make it easier for me to see what's going on, because it's a bit confusing. Now I'm going to put the leaves that are on behind the skeleton, so you can kind of fill in those bits, like fill in the spaces behind, and they're going to be, I will give them a bit of shading like that, and it starts to get really confusing. So I'm going to work on the trunk a bit now. How are we doing? 6 minutes. I'm going to have to speed some of this up at some point. Right, if you go with the trunk, where it comes out from a leafy bit, make it really, really dark, and then kind of lighten it up as you go. Kind of like that. I don't think I'm going to have time to do this all in real time, so I think you can see a kind of a shape building up now. If I put a bit of shading in that bottom bit there, then you can see that that's kind of building up behind there, and that'll be quite dark there. Okay, I hope you can see what's going on here, because I'm now going to go and speed this up, the rest of the drawing. See you in a minute. Okay, well, I think in the time that I've got, that's kind of the best that I can do. So I'm just going to put this on a hill or something like that, and we probably want some roots as well, don't we, like that, sticking out. And of course you're going to get a bit of shading underneath the tree, and that's kind of how it's going to be. And I think probably, actually, you probably need a bit of shading all the way around. Good. Okay, I hope you like that. I'm going to do a pencil one straight away. Okay. Keep coming back. I hope you like that, and keep coming back to the Shoe Rainer Drawing School on the Shoe Rainer Drawing channel on YouTube, and shoe-tube.com is my own website where you can see all these videos through school filters and things like that. So keep coming back for more drawing lessons. I hope this has helped. I think I'm going to have to do a lot more tree drawings to get this one really, really cracked, and I'll keep coming back to trees. Okay, see you next time. Bye.